what's poppin', everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto. It is Friday, May 10th. So excited to get in on today's show. What's going on? Repping my old school get rich or get wrecked shirt. This one's off the charts. It's sold out. You can't get it anywhere. It's gone. Maybe this one will come back. The shirt we just put out yesterday, that one's also, it's a forever shirt. You know, we are going to do the 100 drops, but I think we need to have some merch that you can get all the time. We're definitely going to do one of those things. And shout out to everybody in the chat. How y'all doing today? It is Friday. Let's get this Friday vibe on. We got S-Dog, JC, Crypto Chicken Salad, JC. I already said that one. Ab Second. Are you really writing? Does he know me at all? Do you know that I'm in the process of writing 2 books simultaneously, sir? Crypto, Brian Bootyhead, Rocky Top, Mr. Mojo Rising. Good to see everybody here. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Got so much to talk about today. Dude, this whole the political stuff in the past couple of days. Not gonna go too far down the rabbit hole, but I do have a couple stories pulled I want to show for you guys. But before we do that, I'm going to take a quick little overview of the markets. Looking here at let me get rid of the overlays here for a little bit. I'm making new overlays, but I contractually have to have them on. So take them off for a minute. Bitcoin back under 63, kind of toggling around. I'm still, back under 61 at 61,990, toggling around. I'm still not convinced. I like the bullish, pick back ups. It's good. It's okay for scalp trading. There are some things that are kind of gaining and holding value, such as render, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But structurally speaking, macro structure, I'm not convinced yet. All right, we will get into technical analysis a little bit later in the show. Dogecoin under 14. See, everything's kind of down on the hour, kind of waking up to America. Everyone in America wants to go long in the morning. Nope. Near 735, fetch 223, ICP at 12, render 1099, like the taxes. We got dog whiff at 304, back under 316. Remember, dog whiff at 316 level is a magnet for that coin. Caspa still in at 12.5. Render, the graph back under 30. Optimism 258. VeChain 3.5. Big shout out to VeChain and the entire V fam. Very excited. Announced yesterday on Twitter, I will be attending UFC 303 in Las Vegas. Actually, I'm going to talk about this for a second. Right before we do gainers and losers, June is going to be one hell of a month. Actually, the entire travel schedule is pretty hectic, man. I think we're going to Consensus here in a couple weeks, and then June we're going to Decipher with Algo fam. Going to Barcelona, going to be pretty cool. Going there a couple days early with Jada, and then we're going to Decipher, and then we're flying from Decipher to Las Vegas to go to UFC 303 with the V fam and watch fucking corner. And I do have a giveaway, the active giveaway that's left on my Twitter. If Connor wins the fight, I'm giving away $500 to someone in the V fam. I think my what's going on with my? I think I'm a little sketchy service right now. I don't know what's going on. I think it hopefully gets better. Yeah. Oh, certainly Cobra. So Cobra, the show just started. Guys over here like, Arweave's crushing it. He's not talking about it. It's been 4 minutes, bro. I just got here, man, dude. Yeah. All right. Top gainers and losers. Akash still rocking, still rolling. Good to see that. Arweave, one of my top picks in my coins to target video. I think about a month ago, maybe even six weeks ago at this point, was Arweave. Arweave was not $44 when that video came out, that's for sure. And there it is at $44. That has been a coin I've always said, between Filecoin or Arweave, my pick has always been Arweave. I have not wasted my time with Filecoin because Arweave has amazing tokenomics, almost as good as Quant tokenomics, where Filecoin doesn't have it like that. So Arweave is much more likely to put up numbers like this. Yep. So there it is, $44. Toncoin up 11. The graph up 10. Injective up 10. So we do have some winners. The graph of them. Well, my largest personal holding is actually the graph. Big shout out to GRT, hoping it stays above 30. It did hit 50 cents at UFC, I believe 299 when Sugar Sean, we were in Miami, and the graph hit 50 cents on fight night. So that 50 cent level is now a target So considering it's only 30 cents now, we do got a little way to go. Got a new addition to the top 100, Sheely. I have no idea what that project is. No idea. Going to look it up though. It's in the top 100, up 7.7% at 17.77. Man, that coin should play the slots or something. Phantom, 72 cents. One of my big picks. Put a conditional range in for Phantom on my Telegram group and Phemex Pulse yesterday. It looks to me like that trade has already done very well. Got Jupiter up a little bit. Got some news on that one. A lot of coins, come 3 to 5%. We got 5 coins above 10%. So that, that's good to see. On the loser side, we got Lido. Top losers just changed around here. Okay. Let me scroll this over. Oh, do you know why? Because I just clicked 24 hours. Let me fix this. I have so many tabs up for today that that my stuff is getting a little weird. All right, let me scroll this over. All right, so there's really not that many losers is the point. XRP down 1.7%. That's why I just refreshed. That's why. Okay, cool. Yeah, nothing too crazy in the loser side. We have bounced a little bit, like I said, with Bitcoin, but I'm still not completely convinced. We will get into that in a second. Do want to talk about some bullish news first before we get into the bearish news. All right, so let me click this. So Render surges 11% following Apple's Octane mention. All right, this story here is pretty cool. Render jumped 11% after Apple's mention of Octane during the iPad unveiling. So Apple highlighted Octane's performance on the new M4 chip, boosting Render's market interest. Traded at 11.26, up 45% on the week despite Bitcoin's decline. This one has just kind of been in a world of its own. Personally, I have been waiting for the short. Do I have, I think I have about $10,000, $12,000 in Render in my personal bag. That's true. I'm bullish on it long term, but short term bags, I have been waiting for the short. I will come eventually, but right now with this kind of news, man, maybe I should have just been focused on continuing to go long. I caught a couple scalp shorts on it when it was kind of picking down, kind of 3%, 4%, like kind of some quick wins, but I was, there was some structure there that we did have a couple bearish divergences on 30-minute charts, stuff like that. I was kind of waiting for the short on Render, never came other than a few short scalps, like I said. But man, this thing is completely on a roll, and this is why. So Apple briefly mentioned Octane, a 3D design software powered by Render, while unveiling the latest iPad M4 chip. As I said during the presentation, Apple's vice president of platform architecture, Tim Millett, briefly acknowledged Octane, which piqued the interest of market participants and added to Render's uptrend. He said that pro rendering apps like Octane will flat out fly, and that is pretty bullish. Meanwhile, one of the crypto traders pointed out Render's logo is visibly in the video, further fueling market enthusiasm. Here's I believe a tweet from him. Apple just presented Octane X, the rendering software powered by Render, as the pro rendering app on the new iPad. You can literally see the Render logo in the video. Big shout out to the RNDR. I think the Render community needs a name. I don't think the Render community is, ravenous as, the Algo fam or the H Barbarians. There's certainly a lot of people that hold Render, but I think they need a name, guys. We gotta put a stamp on this thing. We need something good and cheesy. We need a good cheesy name for the Render fam. I think that would go a little bit better. And even furthermore with Render, some people are calling Render the NVIDIA of crypto. That is a big statement. If anyone here follows the stock market, you will know the legacy, the insane rise of NVIDIA over time. And to call it the NVIDIA of crypto, it doesn't get really more bullish than that. And this kind of goes into the thing I just really like. Basically the same story, but I did like that tagline at the top there, calling Render the NVIDIA of crypto. All right, so we do here. Actually, I'll stick on the bullish news first before we get to the bad news, and X out these other tabs as I go. Try to get my computer work a little bit better. So Jupiter, we all know Jupiter is aiming to launch a mobile app by July, and Jupiter now accounts for 50% of Solana's computational load. That is pretty wild. Sayong, the co-founder of Jupiter, Solana's leading DEX aggregator, unveiled a target launch date for the protocol's mobile app excuse me, he aiming to roll out the mobile app during late May or early June. Noted that a test flight version of the application is already up and running, with Jupiter currently in the process of submitting the mobile app to Apple for approval. All right, so let's hope that Jupiter gets that approval from Apple. I don't see why they wouldn't. I know there has been, some things that have been tough to get approved for Apple, but now I kind of feel like it's going to get a little bit more chill as things go on. Hopefully that's the hope. Yeah, and that's pretty wild. It's estimated Jupiter accounts for 50% of Solana's computational load per block and is receiving more than 250,000 requests from users per second. That is pretty insane. According to Jupiter Station, Jupiter hosted nearly 1.85 million transactions in the past 24 hours, equating to nearly 809 million in trading volume. That is pretty cool. We will take a look at the Jupe chart a little bit later in the show. Definitely excited to hope that mobile app, does them well. Would really love to see that. All right, so it's time to talk about it. All right, we got to talk about it. It's starting. We always knew that crypto. Let me preface this. We knew that crypto would be a hot button topic in this election coming on. I was on the BitBoy crypto, the real BitBoy crypto live stream yesterday with Ben. And, Ben kind of has this theory that because of information he's received from someone known as Mr. X, that because of the both children's, we can't say their name, but the both children, because of the grab for control and the BRICS nations, and because of all this kind of macro political information, he believes that the bull run is going to be shorter and that the bull run is actually going to end this year. And I see where he's coming from, and I'm not saying that's impossible, but I'm going to have to push back against that. I think that with the ETFs approved, not just America, but Hong Kong, other ETFs coming as well, hopefully an Ethereum ETF eventually. I think that Wall Street doesn't play the short game. I think Wall Street is playing the long game. And I don't think I'm going into this next cycle because of the Bitcoin halving cycle, which has not broken yet. And until it breaks, I'm sticking to it. All right. There's no reason. I mean, if you would have guessed the last cycle that, the cycle is not going to work out this time, you would have been wrong. You know what I mean? So until it breaks, until there's a cycle where it breaks, there hasn't been one where it hasn't. That's point number one. Point number two, with the ETFs, institutional investments coming, the fact that retail is not involved yet, the fact that altcoins have not seen that injective push like we've seen early in 2021. Retail is not even close to being in the game yet, and it's already May. Retail is not going to come and go in 8 months, 7 months. It's just not. No, it's not how this works. The hype isn't there yet. The sentiment isn't there yet, and the sentiment isn't there is because a lot of people are worried about regulation, and rightfully so. This has been a problem with crypto. The worry of regulation for years and years and years. This has been a thing for a very long time. And I feel that if there is an administration change, I personally don't care if it's RFK or if it's Trump. I don't care which one it is, as long as it's not Biden. Biden is literally trying to kill crypto. It sounds good. It's taggy, but it's true. It's 100% true. And in the event of administration change, the way regulation is now, it will evolve. There will be more. I mean, like Trump even said, he's all for people making money. The sentiment will evolve with regulation in the event of an administration change. And if that happens, the bull run, in my eyes, will last longer. It will last longer. It will take longer to ride up, and it will take longer to ride down because there will be so many more people involved. From a marketing perspective, I'm a crypto influencer. I'm a crypto KOL, as they like to call it, a knowledge opinion leader, KOL. Okay. And the marketing money for crypto KOLs in the past 2 months has increased 7 to 10-fold from 3-4 months before that. What I mean by that is that the marketing dollars from crypto companies pushing into all sorts of marketing from not just KOLs, but outside of that too, all sorts of marketing tactics. This is all just coming into play. They are just starting to get the ball rolling in terms of the push, as I like to call it. All right. The push just started, and the push doesn't, they can't just push and be at the top in 5 months. That's not how it works. This is going to take time. And in the event of administration change, I believe that the sentiment on regulation will change. People will be less worried, will be more open, and we'll kind of see, we'll probably see an Ethereum ETF. We'll probably see more countries adopt Bitcoin ETF. We'll really see, kind of that adoption take place. And that is, kind of what we really need to get retail completely excited and in the game. In Trump's last, bid there as president, he basically ignored crypto. He basically ignored it. This time, I don't think he will, but I also don't think he's going to kneecap the entire industry either. All right. So crypto firms brace for intensified SEC CFTC action after regulator warning. This has basically been a story all week long. All week long, this has been a story. I really don't feel the need to go all the way into it, but basically, like I've said, the CFTC chair, Rostin Benham, said we're probably in the next 6 to 18 months or 6 to 24 months, notice the time frame there, all right, going to see another cycle of enforcement actions because this cycle of asset appreciation interest by retail investors. So, this could happen before or after the bull run. This could happen during the bull run. The bull run could get kneecapped by regulation. All right. That is certainly still a thing. And I agree. The long game could still be played. All right. I completely agree that I think it's going to take time. I don't think crypto is going to go down without a fight. What people sleep on is that crypto is global. What happens in America does not dictate what happens 100% with crypto, especially with the rise of the BRICS nations, especially with the rise of, the Hong Kong ETF and other countries, like, waking up to the fact that, this could save us. Blockchain, with or without crypto the way it exists now, blockchain is inevitably going to be a tool that changes the world, period. Let's hope that it happens as crypto exists now in America, and that, at the end of the day, Biden is trying to kill crypto, and we do need an administration change. I don't know how many times I have to say that to kind of get it through. But so going to the next article here. All right. ZY crypto. Joe Biden's trying to kill crypto. Serious warning could spell chaos for Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, XRP. All right. And we're talking about Charles Hoskinson here. Cardano creator Charles Hoskinson has criticized President Joe Biden, claiming that he's making a concerted effort to kill cryptocurrency in the United States, obviously. But it is a little bit more impactful when, someone like Charles comes along and talks about this. The Biden administration has engaged in a coordinated effort to kill crypto, wrote Charles on Twitter. He noted over the past few years that the U.S. government hurt the crypto industry in every way possible, mentioning limited access to bank accounts, the SEC, policy of regulation by enforcement, and most recently, the White House obstructing the legislative process. All right, a lot of you probably have seen this story, but in a statement to Biden, in a statement on May 8th, President Biden vowed to veto the resolution HJ Res 108, which demanded that the SEC to roll back its anti-crypto banking policies. The resolution passed with a bipartisan vote, as in Democrats stepped out and voted on the other side. It passed, okay? Declaring the SEC's arguments were hampering innovation in the crypto asset space, which is 100% true. The White House claimed nullifying the staff accounting bulletin SAB 121 would hinder the SEC's ability to protect investors in crypto asset markets and to safeguard the broader financial system. And however, crypto pundits don't see it that way, with many believing that Biden's political rival, Donald Trump, with the more suitable option in November's election. And we all know, that video that Trump said, that Trump went viral, basically saying, if you're in crypto, you better vote for me. Biden even doesn't know what it is. Biden's obviously a puppet. Biden's obviously being controlled, but he doesn't know what crypto is. Is basically was what Trump said in a very hilarious speech. And also when he said, like, let's make NFTs hot again. I don't know about you guys, but smash the like button if you think we should make NFTs hot again. I'm all on board for that. I'm all on board. On the board. That's very sad. Very sad. But yeah, so I really do kind of applaud, people like Charles Hoskinson, very, leaders of this space coming out and just putting it completely completely, flat out, straight up what he feels. It's amazing that he says that. This November, if you vote for Biden as a cryptocurrency holder, please understand that the intent of this administration is to destroy the American cryptocurrency industry, said Charles Hoskinson. Understand that it's unambiguously clear. It is that simple. If you're voting for Biden, you're voting against this entire industry. It is a sad state of affairs, and from Helium founder Amir Halim. I've always agreed with this statement here that Hoskinson said. The SEC's, the Securities Exchange Act, passed in 1933. That was passed to regulate oranges, by the way. Yes, oranges, the fruit. The SEC Act passed in 1933 to say that it's sufficient to regulate assets that came 90 years later is an absurd statement. And, that of always where I stood is that, like, there needs to be some evolution. Crypto cannot get put in this pre-existing box for pre-existing assets. That's not how it should be regulated its own way. It should have its own set of regulation. I don't think crypto is a commodity. I don't think crypto is a security. I think crypto is crypto. And I think crypto should be regulated its own way and should have its own everything. Or we give this power to the countries that are trying to undercut the dollar. We'll just hinder the innovation here. We'll kneecap the industry, give that power to the countries trying to band together to one-up us. They'll use it and dunk on us financially with the thing that we shut down. Do they realize what they're doing? My guess, probably not. The enforcement is tone deaf. Where's this at? Hoskinson. The enforcement is tone deaf and continues to carry on the same policy, which has cost tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Americans jobs, as well as the loss of $1 trillion industry. It just does not make sense that they're going to kneecap an industry that is making so much money. You got other headlines here. I'm going to have to X out some of my tabs. My computer is, I pulled a lot of stories for y'all today, and my computer is not having it. I think I need to buy a new laptop. I've been saying this for a little while now, but it's getting bad. I hate it. Okay. Yep. We already kind of ran over this. Trump, went on that speech at Mar-a-Lago. If you like crypto, you better vote for Trump. And I know that, Donald Trump in himself, he is a very controversial figure. Not everybody loves him. I get it. I personally don't love Donald Trump. I don't think he was the best president we've ever had. I understand why he pisses so many people off. I don't have to like the guy. Would I drink a beer with Donald Trump? I don't drink beer, but I drink a beer with Donald Trump. That's for sure. But I don't have to be a Trumper to get behind what he's saying. I am certainly a one-issue voter because crypto is my life. Crypto is my career. I made a decision years and years and years ago to get rich and to stop being wrecked and to focus on this industry. And then I met a group of people that, specifically Ben, who was at a certain point and wanted to help other people get to the level that he was at and is still doing that now. And then I got to a point where I made a certain amount of money and I knew so much about crypto that I knew the best thing I could do for myself was try to teach and help other people get up to where I am. You can't keep what you have unless you give it away. And I am going to say this flat out on the show. If Biden wins this election, I'm moving out of America. I am leaving America. If it's only for 4 years, it's only for 4 years, whatever. But if Biden wins, AJ's gone. It's not that I'm not a patriot. It's not that I don't love this country, because I do. I've paid an ignorant amount of taxes ignorant amount of taxes. It's actually fucking insane. When you actually make money in America, how much you have to give the government for basically nothing. You don't even know what happens to the money. You don't know if it's buying someone's yacht or if it's paying for books for kids. You don't know what's happening to it. And I love this country and I want to see it succeed. But this industry is my life. And I can't sit here and let it get destroyed by people that don't even know what it is or how powerful it is or what it can do to help. All right. So I'm not going to, but Corey, I get your sentiment here. Don't leave with us, stand with us. There's more to it. There's more to it than that, because if I'm someone that can make a difference in this space, if I'm someone that can help as many people as I possibly can get out of the matrix, get out of the 9-to-5 monotony, get out of the depression from their boring life. I can't do that in a country that is trying to kill the industry. I'm going to have to do that in a country that is innovating in the industry. I have to continue to innovate with the countries that are growing. All right. So I don't know I haven't made my mind up on which country it's going to be. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't come to this. Hopefully America wakes up and realizes that we have a guy that doesn't know which way to walk off the stage. He needs help turning left or right. In what world does he get elected again? I hope it doesn't come to that. And I haven't made my mind up on where it will be. But it drives me a little bit crazy when I talk to friends that live in other countries. Talked to a friend just the other day, lives in Portugal, moved to Portugal, big multimillionaire guy, 0% crypto taxes, 0% crypto taxes, 0. I kind of don't mind paying taxes because I know it's for the roads and the schools. I know that. But there is a point where it's like, all right, guys, like, this is a scam. Like, this is a scam. You're stealing, and I just want to be where I can be the most effective. And if, crypto gets completely kneecapped in America, my skill set isn't needed here. That's kind of where I stand. So it's not so much of a stand with us. It's more about where could I help the most amount of people. So it is that simple. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. Yeah, I had a story about the House nullifying the SAB 121, but that kind of also got touched in the latest article as well. But yeah, it's basically that simple. I haven't made my mind up if I'm going to vote for Trump or RFK. I know that, to be completely honest with you, I've never voted in a presidential election. Never voted in presidential election. I never. I used to be a kind of person that was like, my vote doesn't make a difference. I really don't want to go to jury duty, and it doesn't make a difference. That's how I used to feel, and rightfully so. When I was in my 20s, like, I definitely paid attention to politics a lot. Before I got into crypto, all I did was pay attention to politics. I actually got to a point where, I was listening to a lot of kind of conservative radio. I really like the Daily Wire. I really used to like Ben Shapiro. Kind of the intellectual dark web, as they used to call it. I was really into that stuff. But then I realized that it wasn't helping me. It wasn't helping. It was just getting me worked up. It didn't do anything for me. It just pissed me off. It used to make me think like, dude, this world's like losing the world's losing touch. And I used to just sit there and listen to Ben or to Candace Owens or Jordan Peterson or that whole group of people. And it did nothing for me other than make me upset. And I stopped listening to Ben and I started listening to Ben, because when I got into crypto, I realized that this is something I can grab by the horns and make something of myself. I can buy the house I want. I can drive the car I want. I can learn this thing here, this thing of ours, and change my life. And that's exactly what I did. And that's exactly why I'm standing right here in Kennesaw, Georgia, talking to a laptop in a room by myself, trying to help you guys. Like, that's what I'm doing. And that's what I feel like I should be doing. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And kind of getting all spinning your head every day, listening to the left shoot at the right and the right shoot at the left. They're both doing the same thing. They're both doing the same thing. Do I lean a little bit more right on most things? Would I consider myself a quote conservative? Probably. But that doesn't mean I'm only on party lines. There are things I lean left on. I kind of feel like I'm a little right center, but I'm definitely not a batshit psycho, because I feel bad for Democrats that are proud Democrats that have to deal with the insanity going on that side of the aisle. And really, to be honest, the far right side of the aisle is pretty close to the far left. It's kind of like a big circle. It's like a big circle. And I want to see people be in a position where they can succeed. I want to see people in a position where they don't just got to fucking clock in every day, man. I know what that's like. Dude. And it's depressing. It's kind of like, if I don't do this, how am I going to maintain this, and this? Like, you kind of get stuck. You get stuck, man. I like travel. I travel around a lot. You know, I've been kind of jumping from Washington. I go home, visit my family in Maryland. I go to Pennsylvania a lot. I travel a lot, you know, and it kills me when I go home to Maryland. And I stop by, you know, the restaurants, you know, all the classic restaurants back home, like the Chesapeake City area. And you know, like I don't really drink, but there's like some bars in the restaurant. And one time I walked into this restaurant that has a bar in it, and the same four guys that I went to high school with, were sitting in the same exact seats, drinking the same exact beer. One of them wearing the same exact hat with the same exact girls. Like, they're stuck. And it doesn't mean that they're less than, or I'm not above them. I'm not saying anything like that. But I'm saying that so many people are not in a position to succeed. They're kind of just spinning they're just rat on the wheel, man. They're in the rat race. And and I don't mean that to talk down to them. I don't mean that I'm better. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that I want people to be in a position to succeed. And I did it a certain way. And I'm not saying the way I did it's the only way to do it. I'm sure there's more efficient ways to do it, but I can only speak from my own experience. I can only speak from what I did. All right. And man, it kills me to think that this could just be gone like that. That can't happen. So, you know, that's why I got to be where I'm most effective. So there you go. There's my rant for the day. I got love for you all. And I do really appreciate a lot of people in the chat. I know you guys are really receptive to a lot of the things I say. And, you know, yesterday I kind of gave a motivational type speech on at the end of Ben's show, basically saying, like, you know, you got to make a difference. You have to change your habits. Basically what you do in this book, you know, Atomic Habits, very powerful book. Highly suggest you read it. And I asked everybody, you know, set your alarm for 1 hour earlier than you usually wake up and spend that hour reading, whatever it is, you know. And I actually got a DM from someone, basically like, dude, like what you said, like really made a difference. I already set my alarm an hour earlier. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a difference. I want to make a change. And that's what I want to see. And that, like, when that, even though it was only one person that sent me one message, in my mind, like, click, like, check, bing, like, success. Helped one person, check. That's better than helping 0 people. You know, I'm doing everything I can every single day to try to get people out of the kind of this depressed. You know, what really happens is I see people on the internet that are super toxic, super, you suck, blah, blah, blah. You're going to die poor. All this like crazy, like, I pray for those people, man. I pray for them. I feel bad, bro. Like, I imagine what that person's going through to the point where they feel the need to say that on the internet of all places, man. We're all better than that. And I want to see if you're doing it right, if you're living clean, if you're getting up every day and working your ass off and putting your mind to it and making a difference, you're doing the right thing. You're not going to shit on people on the internet. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to be in the mind space where you feel the need to belittle other people ever, you know? So I actually kind of feel like I'm really one of my books that I'm writing 2 books right now. One of them is straight up crypto shit. Straight up crypto. It's called The Playbook. That's the working title for it. It is everything you'd ever need to know about leverage trading strategies, everything. And it goes further than just indicators and how you use them in Confluence. It's that, but more than that too. Everything you'd ever want to know. That's book 1. But book 2 is really basically an affirmations book. It's a self, not I don't want to say self-help, but like a confidence building, I'm gonna make it, positivity, motivational angle. That's completely what it is. And I kind of feel like that I feel like there will be a point where I mean, I'm always going to be in the crypto space. I'm always going to be, but I do feel that I am probably eventually, not now, but I see myself 10 to 15 years probably being a type of a motivational speaker. I really do. I get so excited about trying to help other people, and I really have so much empathy for people that are struggling that don't know what to do. So I'm certainly kind of leaning for that obviously I love crypto. I'm always going to do crypto. I'm not saying I'm going to quit crypto, but I'm saying that there will be a point where I want to do both. I want to do both because it is totally yeah, Kazumax. Like I like that AJ is speaking his mind and not scripts like before. That's for sure, man. I do still do some scripted stuff, but I've been doing a lot more free form stuff because I've actually realized that script writing is a whole nother form of writing, and that I'm probably going to say it off the top better than I would recite it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Even though there's an art to it, I'm probably going to say it better than I'm going to recite it. And that's just kind of how I operate, man. That's kind of how I operate. All right, here we go. Going to keep the ball rolling. There's about 200 people in the house right now. Appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Let's get into a couple charts here, everybody. Let's start with the dollar. Let's check in on how it's doing, man. All right. So the dollar 2-hour chart finally looking like it's coming down. This thing was kind of freaking me out how it came out. It came back. Let me change this to yellow so I can see it better. It came down. It broke out of this. Did I really just do that? Yep, I did. Okay. It came down. It came up. And then it came back down and is pushing down. So now we're really going to kind of wait for the dollar to try to kind of come down to the bottom of this here. If the dollar, if you kind of notice in the past where the dollar kind of had, a bearish structure, lower highs, lower lows, one of these scenarios, something to that effect, that is when crypto pumps. That is when crypto performs. And I feel like that's what is forming now. Something like this. Okay. So keep a close eye on the dollar. And I always pay attention to the dollar as I pay attention to a lot of risk assets. I do want to say that the stock market, dude, oh man, the stock market has been kind of scaring me. There were points in this, descending, a broadening descending channel that I thought it was just going to stay in this, and that this was when crypto was getting kind of sad over here. But since then, the stock market has broken support resistance not once, but twice. It's actually right below this, but did break it for a minute there. The stock market is not far away from all-time highs right now. The stock market is 0.96, not even less than 1% away from reclaiming that all-time high level. That would be very good to see for Bitcoin. That is what we want to see. We want to see the stock market succeed as a crypto investor. All right, let me pull this bad boy down. I do got a little bit of chart graffiti that I'm trying to get rid of on this next chart. All right, I'm going to get rid of a normal RSI. Actually, I'll leave the normal RSI. All right, so Bitcoin on the daily is still getting rejected from the 50 line. This is not exactly what I want to see. So just RSI, normal relative strength index. Normal relative strength index. So the 50 line in RSI is the most important level on the RSI, the 50 line. All right, so we all know, basically RSI 70, overheated, overbought, okay? And then down here, 30, ice cold, oversold, right? Some traders like to change the bands of this to 75 to 25, but 70-30 is the standard, and I just leave it there. I kind of have the 75-25 in my head if I need to. That's kind of more of a in professional type thing. But basically, RSI is extremely powerful, and I've been looking at it a lot more, and I kind of compare it with my other indicators because it makes patterns just like a chart. You can see pennants. Look at this RSI daily chart, head and shoulders on the daily chart, and look what happened. Look what happened. The RSI, you got to treat it like a normal chart. All right. And I don't like that despite the oversold, the overbought levels, the patterns, that's all extra RSI stuff. But the most important part, the heart and soul of the RSI, God, I keep pressing a button that pulls the dictionary up. Most important is the 50 line. Okay. That's the 50 line. So you can see it better. All right. And anytime the price comes down, test the 50 line pops, test the 50 line pops. That's bullish continuation. That's how you feel safe staying in your trade. Okay. Anytime we cross above the 50 line and keep moving up, obviously bullish. Even when we come down, test the 50 line and stay above the 50 line, there's hope there because we can come back up, bounce off the 50. Most important thing. All right. But lately we lost the 50 line. When did we officially lose the 50 line? April 12th. Okay, April 12th, we lost the 50 line. Since then, on the RSI, been putting in lower highs, lower lows in a downtrend on the 50, and have just bearishly bounced down below the 50. Okay, this is the daily chart for Bitcoin. All right, so you've got to keep that in your head. I'll get rid of it for now because we know the scenario. So I do want the stock market to kind of bleed through. If stock market reclaims all-time highs, I do completely expect Bitcoin to bounce support resistance, break out of this kind of downtrend channel that it's in. I completely do expect that. Zooming in a little bit to say the 2-hour, not the best. We got a red X on Market Cipher A. We have basically gone from 63 to 61 in a very short amount of time. We're talking 3%. God damn, what happened? Did something happen when the show started? Am I missing something? What? 4% in 90 minutes. I have to refresh my news aggregator right now. I might have missed something because that's aggressive. It could be the fear from regulation. I'm looking at so if you want to look at a news aggregator, just kind of quick tangent, cryptopanic.com is the best news aggregator in crypto. Basically, on the right side are all the trending stories that are hot, and then these are all the other stories here. All right. And every article that gets put out on every platform, from Cointelegraph, Finbold, everything, all comes to this site. All right. And I have one of these tabs up all day long, every single day, and try to follow, if something happens like this. Bitcoin and Ethereum tank as crypto liquidations top 150 million. Hong Kong issuer seeks spot Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin exchange Kraken applies to the court to reject the case by the SEC. Stand with crypto, man. I'm not really seeing. I mean, it could just be a flash crash. It could just be straight up manipulation, to be honest with you. I am really surprised to see how sharp of a hit Bitcoin just took, considering that the stock market's ripping right now. The decoupling has been real the past couple of days. It's been pretty plugged in. US. Yeah, I don't really see anything that's yelling at me that would yell at why this exactly has happened right here, right now. But that is pretty aggressive drop. But do notice that, Bitcoin, this 61 level, really this wick here, we want to hold this, and we have held it. We are above it. Really 60,600. 60,660. 60660. The devil's level. The level of the devil. All right, so let's hope that Bitcoin it does look like it's fighting on low time frames. It could just get rejected, but it does look like it's putting up a fight, and it's not a secret that it is putting up a fight at this exact level. It's not a secret it's putting up a fight at this exact level, because this is exactly where it was before. All right, so I do want you to keep that in mind. Keep a close eye on this, because that 61 level is the level for Bitcoin. We cannot lose this. When you kind of zoom out on the 2-hour, when you zoom out on the 2-hour, you do kind of see this, this down channel that Bitcoin is in. And, when we had these pumps coming up here, we had these little breathers. This whole time, I've been kind of quietly like, yep, not convinced. Yep, not convinced. And I don't want to seem like a perma bear. I don't want people to hate me or whatever. But I am going to say that until Bitcoin breaks structurally speaking, puts in higher highs, it has put in a higher low. Step number one, it does look like shoulder, head, shoulder. Number two, on the 2 hour, I do see that. But the head and shoulders, number one, gets invalidated if we lose 59,645, 59645. The head and shoulder invalidated if we lose that level. That might be an alarm. Number two, we got to break above this. I would say, actually, yeah, I would go off this top because that's technically the high. We got to break that level, 65,625. For us to put in a higher high, we got to break out of this down channel and go off this. All right. Losing 61K. I don't want to lose this level. We're at it right now because look, this here, that is big support resistance, everybody. A lot of touches there. That's not the local low. The local low is actually 56.7. 56. Yeah, about 56.7. All right. We cannot lose that level. We lose that level, we already should be short on the way to this level, considering that's, you know, a 7% drop, which is why, you know, losing 61 is really bad because look at the volume profile. The volume profile is actually here while the price is here. Okay. And let me get rid of some of this other stuff. And my point here is that if you look at the visible range volume profile, we have a lot of volume here, and then it gaps down. See this gap? And look where it spits back out. It spits back out right here, which is at the local low. So when Bitcoin went up and down through, look how fast it went from there to there. We're talking 2 days. 2 days, it went from this 61 level, where we're at right now, to the local low. In 2 days. You know why? Because there's no volume there. There's nothing to catch it. There's a little teeny bit, but not much. It happened fast, very fast. And that's how these things happen. So, and, you know, this aggressive shot down, this was a flat rejection from the idea of breaking out of the channel here. All right. And the thing about breaking out of the channel is that you can break the channel and still not be above the previous high, which is why this channel is, you know, it's pretty terrifying. All right. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope Bitcoin can hold this level. But if we end up in the 60s, you got to start looking for shorts. You got, you know, low, you know, in the not six, like below 61. You got to look for shorts. You just have to, unfortunately. All right, let's keep moving. Got a couple other charts, got a couple other things I want to talk about. And this does go back to what I said earlier in the week. The 5-day chart for Bitcoin is not pretty. It's not pretty at all. I talked about this at length in the Telegram group. That, you know, I have been searching for shorts a lot. I've been giving conditional ranges, so in the case it pops, you can long. But I have been leaning short for a little while now. A lot of people in the group know this. And this is why I always give ranges. So, for example, I'll give this and this. And I'll say, you know, I feel like we're going down. But even if it breaks this, you still know to go long. So in a conditional range, it's kind of like a safe bet. But I have been leaning short. And this is why. It's very, very clear. All right. I got a $5 super chat. Can you do a quick analysis on cornucopias? I don't know what that chart is, and I don't have time for that today, Port. I'm very sorry. Maybe I'll circle back to it. I'll do some homework on it. I don't like to research coins I don't personally know. I've had a bad experience with that before, and I will check the chart out personally. And if I feel like it's a solid project, I will give it a look. I will write it down on my list. I promise you. I do want to give a quick shout out to my Telegram group. Y'all are amazing. We've been killing it over in that group. I got a couple people in that group that send me DMs just about every day or post their winnings on Twitter, post their winning trades in Phemex Pulse. There are a couple people in this group that are absolutely killing. I got one guy that has already made 6 figures since being in this group in 1 month time. 1 month. 1 month. All right. We're killing it. All right. This is a good group for beginners. If you're just getting your legs, this is a good beginner. For intermediate to expert traders, if you want help finding those extra positions, those extra couple alarms, couple extra ideas to, you know, kind of boost what you're already doing. All right. I would suggest this group to absolutely any level, any trader at any level. I'm working very hard on this group. I spend about probably like a little 45 minutes to an hour researching for it every day, and I spend probably 20 minutes to 30 minutes actually posting in it every day. I've been posting at nighttime a little bit lately, but I do want to get into posting once in the morning and once later in the day. I do want to get to that. I've just been very busy, but I still do put well over an hour of my time into this group every single day. And it's been doing great. If you want to get involved, send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. We've been absolutely killing it over there. Going to take a quick look at some alts. As you can see, Solana, and this is kind of what I didn't want to see with Solana, man. Kind of getting rejected, not putting in that lower high, putting in that lower high, putting in another, another one, the third one in a row. Okay. That's really not what you want to see. It's really not what you want to see, because now the target becomes the previous low. All right. The target now becomes the previous low. And this goes for every chart. For every chart that has put in a lower high, like Solana has right here. I use Solana as like poster child for a lot of charts, because a lot of charts look very close, similar to Solana. Now that previous low is about 5% away from where we are now. Of course, it's not just going to go straight down. It's probably going to, it's going to fight. But I feel like a test of the previous low is very likely giving a sharp, aggressive drop like we've just seen here. All right. That does kind of represent a lot of charts for me. I do really, like I said, Solana is kind of the poster child for many charts. Let me kind of come over here. I was paying a lot of attention to Sweet earlier in the week. There were a couple scalps along the way, but I was the whole time on the 2 hour. I was saying that, we're trading below the 50 EMA. All right. And when you keep getting rejected by the 50 EMA, that's just bearish continuation. Over and over and over. It did kind of try to have its little pop here. This little pop was very short-lived. About 12% in a day. That's a nice scalp trade, but other than that, nothing much. This support resistance kind of goes back in time here. 101. Let me pull the daily so you can see it. See, it comes all the way back from here, January this year. So that level makes sense to you. And we really don't want to see that level. Let me get the volume profile up here for you. You don't want to see that. That's not the best. It is, the volume profile isn't crazy right now, but we did see this wick here all the way down to this kind of 87-cent level. So in the event we lose this 101 level on SWE, I am kind of expecting a short to that level, which is about a 12 to 13% move there on SUI. So make sure you have this 101 alarm set on SUI. Got a couple other ones. Definitely going to save a handful of them for the group. I've been doing all of my charts go into the group. All the ones that I'm personally trading, all the ones that I'm looking at, all my ideas, they in the group. All right. So, I do want to give some credit to Render here. So last night I was looking at this kind of this little fall down here, thinking that, it was well above, the price was well above the EMA. All right. And anytime the price action gets far above the EMA, like here and here, it's always going to come down and touch it right here. It's always going to come down and touch it. All right. And it happened again last night. All right. I have been very honest about the fact I've been searching for shorts with this one. Look at this right here, all the way down and touches it. All right. That's just how this works. All right. And last night, probably around 10 o'clock, we were kind of right in this range. And I did give this level. This was after this touch. After this touch, I posted this. And I said that, it was in here. All right. And I was like, this level is kind of, if you wanted to go short, you could go from here. But if we break this, it's probably safer. What if we break this, go up? All right. And there it was. So basically, we still had about a 6% move up, but I still, even with that 6% trade, I was very scared to long render. When you consider this, guys, oh man. Like, my point here is that, this thing started happening 9 days ago. We're talking about a 65% move in 9 days. All right. It's really scary to tell people to go long right here. You get my point. We've seen moves like this from Render before. Another thing that worried me about this chart was this level right here. This level right here that even comes across and touches here. All right. This level is going to be hell to fight. This level is at basically $12 right here, touch right there, three touches of this level. and look at where render's kind of turning around, and look at the 2-hour chart. Massive bearish divergence on market cipher B. Massive bearish divergence on market cipher B. I do feel like this thing is going to come back down to reality at some point. At some point, the render short that I've been waiting for will come. And I still kind of do stand by these levels. I do stand by these levels here. It actually has come down and tested this level at 1090. It could bounce off this level. It could bounce off this and go up here, 3% move even to this little bottom ring right here. That you could get a scalp long there. Anything you do with the long with render right now is a short-term scalp. I do want you to know that. But I feel like you could, at the loss of 1090, you could short. I do feel like it's safer to short from there because that would be the previous low. And by that point, it will have lost the 200 as well because it is testing the 200, which also coincides with the support resistance level at 1090. And that, that makes complete sense. Makes complete sense. All right. That is it for the charts today. I do want to give a quick shout out to, first of all, everybody in the chat. You guys are all absolutely amazing. It's been a really good show. Got held, just around 200, a little bit more than 200 for a little while there. You guys are awesome. Okay. Someone said Alex Rod wants Chainlink TA. All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to place a quick bet over on BAZED.com, which is my new sponsor. I'm a massive brand ambassador for BAZED. I am very proud of this deal. It took I kind of came up playing poker, so this makes sense to me. They're bringing back the poker on the platform. I'm going to show you the platform right now. I want to place a quick bet over on BAZED, and then I will show Chainlink TA, and then I'm going to hit the road. All right. So, and also anybody, make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. It really makes a big difference to the show. It makes a big difference in the algorithm, and I'd really appreciate it if you smash the like button. Thank you very much. All right. So first thing, really quick, I got to pull up this thing. All right. Let me go over here 1 second. Okay. Click that. Sweet. Yeah, I got you. Let me check my account really quick. Okay, so share this tab. Boom. All right, so here we are at BAZED. Let me get rid of some of the overlays here for a minute. So we are here at BAZED.com, or you can also type in BAZED. You can tell this is so funny. All right, it's either BAZED.bet or it'll take you to BAZEDBet.com. So whatever you want to put it, both will work. So this is BAZED. Absolutely love this bot. I've been, kind of experimenting with some of the games, kind of getting used to, the slots, and they're bringing the poker back. I will be much, much more excited when the poker comes back. But in terms of sports betting, I mean, they have absolutely everything you could ever want to bet on. They have soccer, FIFA, basketball, tennis, ice hockey. They have it all. I mean, you can bet on League of Legends if you want to. You can literally bet on anything. I want to check out some basketball here. I know we got some games coming up. Man. So tomorrow, got the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Boston Celtics. I think that is my game. I think. Who you guys got in the chat? We got the Cavs. We got the Celtics. What do you guys think? I think that I'm kind of leaning towards Boston. I really do like Boston. I'm not going to lie. We got a lot of handicaps. See kind of the total, the under and over, the first quarter, and you can bet literally anything on this app. It is amazing for all sports betting. I think I'm going to have to go with the Celtics, man. I think the Celtics got this. Let me get I think I'm going to go, let's say $200. 200. Okay. So the Celtics are obviously a big favorite here. Okay. So I actually think that the Celtics are a favorite, but risking 200 only gets you back 258 in the event where you bet the Celtics. So I think maybe if you go with the Cavs, you're going to get, let's see, what would you get back if you bet the Cavs? All right. So if you bet the Cleveland Cavaliers for 200, you get 750 back. I'm definitely not going to bet 200 to win $58. You guys know that's not how I operate. I am certainly going to go 200 on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I will win 750 back if we get it. Please, we are processing your bet. Your bet has been successfully placed, and boom, just like that, betting on the basketball game on BAZED. Big shout out to them. If you want to sign up, definitely click the link down below. Get yourself involved. You can, it's like crypto, really crypto friendly. Spot. I absolutely love it. I'm going to do some streams, not on YouTube, but on X. And I think I'm going to make a Kick or a Rumble account, maybe Twitch. I haven't totally decided which one I'm going to do it on, but I'm going to do a gaming push and have some fun with it kind of thing. But I am going to keep this channel is mostly crypto, but I'm going to do my Friday bets on this game. So yeah, we're in. All right. So Mavs to win it all. Hey man, I hope so. We'll that's cool that you guys maybe at the end of the day, we'll check those out. If someone said in the chat, I'm unable to do anything on BAZED. Well, it depends. We're in America, so you have, yeah, you got to play the game, bro. You got to play the game, and that's okay. It's not illegal. It's not illegal, bro. All right, so going to do Chainlink TA, and then I'm going to call it a day, as I said before. All right, going to come over here. I was looking at this ICP chart. Did give a conditional range on ICP, and man, this thing was really fighting us. The alarm did go off, good for about a 1% scalp, but that you got to be quick with those scalps like that. And then it came down here and literally touched this and bounced off of it. So I feel like a lot of the levels that I gave actually really ended up being good spots to scalp. But notice the condition of the ICP trade opposed to the render one, because render bounced at the 200. ICP bounce and support resistance below the 200. They are two very different conditions that will probably act very different. I would imagine ICP to come up here, test the 200 and get rejected. That would be my guess. All right, but these 1239, 1179, this is, you guys just got the Telegram group drop on ICP. You better write those numbers down, because I'm going the Chainlink. God, I got to stop giving away I do give a lot of setups to Telegram, so you guys can have some of them on the live stream, but not too many. All right, Chainlink, just like everything else, has had this aggressive kind of flash crash, about 4% in a very short amount of time. But just like ICP, just like render, Chainlink bounced at support resistance on small time frames. All right, bounced at support resistance. In terms of support resistance for this level, yeah, you can kind of get behind that. There are some touches, over here, especially right there. The big touch is there, and there's another one here, and there's the bottom of that, and the top of that. Yeah, there's a lot of touches at this level for Chainlink. So Chainlink certainly found itself in a conditional range, very similar to ICP, where the top of that range is 1437. Write that down, set that alarm, and the bottom is 1370. Top to bottom, if it was to bounce, would only be about a 4% range. So this is kind of my idea with conditional ranges, is that can you trade in between this range? Yes, you can. But the big move is likely to come from the break of this range based off where the volume exists. Let me get that volume alive on this chart for you guys. I do have to re-click this volume. Let me come out here to the 2 hour. All right. Let me get over here. Boom. All right, the 2 hour is not looking friendly. We got a 21 on the dual band strength index. There is a lot of volume above for Chainlink, but really, so you kind of have another couple. Let me get rid of the indicator. So a big support resistance level from the past, from back here, was right here. All right, and that does kind of align, but really the local, the low is this fella, because actually this one very close to the other one. But so the local low is actually 1178. All right, so these two levels definitely alarm these as well. 1307, 1180. 1307, 1180, because it could go down there in the event of the break of this. Let's hope that it puts in a lower high. A lot of things are in a position to put in a higher low. Like even if Chainlink even comes down here and turns around here, it could have 3 higher lows at that point. That could start something. The structure has to break. And then, of course, as I've noted before, with the top, this local high here, which would be your target in the event of the conditional break, would be 1510. All right. So like I said, this condition, draw that. In the conditional break, remember this level that I just gave you, these two here. No, let me fix that. A little bit too much chart graffiti today, AJ. A little bit too much chart graffiti. All right. So this is the conditional range. All right. In the event of the break of the conditional range, these other support resistance levels become your targets. All right. Got 5% to 1511 there. And we got, about 4% to 1311 there. So, you want to be aware of the range you're in, and you also want to be aware of the larger support resistance levels surrounding that level. All right. But there is kind of hope for Chainlink. I like that it's been putting in higher lows. Definitely make sure you alarm up so you can react to the market. That's all I could ever ask, is to set alarms and react to the market. That is my strategy. That is how I've been able to make my money. That's how I've been able to help so many other people make their money and to become winning traders. That's what we're doing. If you have not joined this group yet, I'm telling you, we do offer 1-month tryouts if you want to give it a chance. We do offer, it is a paid group, but this group is doing amazing. We've been killing it over at this group. And if you want to take your trading to the next level, give it a chance. Try out for a month. If you hate it, all good. No harm, no foul. All right. AJAlphaGroup@gmail.com. Come join the madness. I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors, Market Cypher. Big shout out to Crypto Face and Flopping Groper. I have an interview with Flopping Groper at 2 p.m. Excited for that. Big shout out to Phemex. Big shout out to BAZED. Let's go Cavaliers. Let's hope that the Cavaliers bring it home. Make $550 on that bet. Hey, hoping for the best. Let's do it. Hopefully I'm going to get rich and not wrecked on that trade right there. So you guys are awesome. Smash the like button on the way out the door. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I got an H-bar price prediction video coming your way pretty soon here. Also got the portfolio update being filmed today as well. A couple other videos in the works. This I have been, really kind of working on a lot of other things behind the scenes this week. I do want to apologize. I haven't had, any videos this week outside of the live stream, but there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on that I can't really talk about yet, but things are happening and I'm very excited to share it with you. And I'm not giving up. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to give it hell. I'm going to raise hell till I'm in heaven. That's the bottom line. My name's AJ Rage Crypto. Have a safe rest of have a safe weekend. Love you guys. Smash the likes. Peace.